I'm joined today here in Frankfurt by Hans Vrensen, Head of Research and Strategy at AEW. Hans, thanks very much for joining us.
Yes.
Let's start off just with a take of the sectors, where you are in terms of the opportunities.
So as far as sectors are concerned, what we're actually seeing at the moment, based on the latest data available, is that actually we think that offices might be a good entry point at the moment. Now, offices is being a hotly contested topic given where we've been from working from home and of course some of the green agenda that is now facing this sector as well. But based on the rebound that we expect, especially given the yield widening that we saw, which was much more than we actually had projected, we think that offices could be a good allocation. We still like logistics as well. Residential and retail are a little bit later as far as our sector picks for Europe based on our latest forecast.
And in terms of retail, how do you see that, particularly in terms of being reactive to the macroeconomic cycle?
Yeah, so out of our analysis, retail is in our base case showing relatively modest rental growth. Of course, the yields have already gone up a lot, especially for shopping centers, but retail rental growth is going to be much more sensitive to macroeconomic growth. So if we have a surprise on the upside where macroeconomic growth will be stronger than what we currently expect, we could see that rental growth on the prime retail side also come up a lot more than what is currently in our base case. So it's much more sensitive to macroeconomic movements on the retail rent side. Yeah.
And we've been discussing debt here in Frankfurt. What's your overall take on that? You've done a lot of research around the debt gap.
Our debt funding gap has actually proven to be one of our most popular pieces of work. We get a lot of questions about it. We will continue to update that. We hope to use slightly more precise assumptions along the way. It's nice to hear from the panel today that people in the market actually are also experiencing this issue. It's really comforting also to hear that people are resolving these issues. They're bridging that gap. I think that was really one of the big takeaways for me from today's panel, is that people are, and maybe this is the German efficiency coming through, they are disciplined, they're working through the problems that have been created, and that the gap will be bridged in the next 3 or 4 years. Now that is the timing issue, is something that we are looking at a little bit more closely now, because we had hoped that it might be only a 2 or 3 year problem. But if it's manageable, maybe the timing is not such a big issue.
Yeah, it was interesting to see actually a slightly more positive take here than I was expecting, Hans. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Richard.